It's a war on seven. Hamas declared war on Israel on October 7th. Israel is fighting for its life against the Iranian regime and its proxy armies on 7 fronts. Sort of extraordinary. It has decapitated the whole of Hezbollah's leadership.
All 7 of their leadership.
Operation managed to make thousands of pages explode in terrorists' hands as they were holding them up.
Listen to what Benjamin Netanyahu said when he was at the UN General Assembly. He talked about Moses, and he closed his talk when he talked about the Book of Solomon. You know, they look at this fight in biblical terms, and it's a fight to the finish on good versus evil.
Today, Israel is defending itself on 7 fronts against the enemies of civilization. We're fighting in Gaza against Hamas, those savages who murdered, raped, beheaded, and burned our people on October 7th. As Israel fights the forces of barbarism led by Iran, all civilized countries should be standing firmly by Israel's side. Yet President Macron and some other Western leaders are now calling for an arms embargo against Israel. Shame on them. Well, let me tell you this. Israel will win with or without their support. Rest assured, Israel will fight until the battle is won, for our sake and for the sake of the peace and security of the entire world.
7 biblical battles in which we'll see the reasons for Israel's victory and for their defeat. Number 1, the battle against the Amalekites, Exodus 17 verses 8 to 16. Israel won because Moses interceded by holding up his hands, supported by Aaron and Hur. As long as his hands were raised, Israel prevailed. Number 2, the conquest of Jericho, Joshua chapter 6. Israel won by obeying God's specific instructions to march around the city for 7 days and then shout after the trumpet blasts. Number 3, the defeat of Ai, Joshua 7 verses 1 to 5. Israel lost this battle because of Achan's sin of taking forbidden spoils from Jericho, which brought God's judgment on the nation. Number 4, the victory at Ai, Joshua chapter 8. After dealing with Achan's sin, God gave Joshua a strategic battle plan, and Israel obeyed it to achieve victory. Number 5, Gideon's battle against the Midianites, Judges chapter 7. Israel won because of God's intervention. Gideon's small army of 300 men defeated the Midianites by using unconventional tactics as directed by God. Number 6, Saul's defeat at the Battle of Gilboa, 1 Samuel chapter 31. Israel lost due to Saul's disobedience and rejection of God's guidance. And number 7, David's victory over the Philistines, 2 Samuel 5 verses 17 to 25. David sought the Lord's guidance and followed his instructions, leading to a decisive victory. Israel's victories over their enemies were always dependent on their obedience to God, while their defeats were because of disobedience or because of sin.
את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים, מן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה. ביבשה, באוויר ובים, יברך את חיילי
ייתן אדוני את אויבינו הקמים עלינו, ניגפים לפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם, ויעטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון. וקוים בהם הכתוב, כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם, להילחם לכם עם אויביכם, להושיע אתכם, ונאמר, אמן.
אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חייך.